The big question and big problem for a lot of us is how to get the piezo pickups on the back of our guitars to sound nice. I know that Music Man sells one, and so does Parker and Godin and Brian Moore and all kinds of them. And in all my work, I have not been able to get this to sound like an actual acoustic guitar. Now, this guitar is kind of weird in that I'm hooked up to an Axe effects, so my magnetic pickup sound like you would expect magnetic pickups to sound. I also have a VG99 set up on this, so that's kind of. So I've got synthesizers and all kinds of other things hooked up to the digital input. And then finally I have, I've taken all the reverb and the EQ and stuff off, but this is my acoustic pickup, so-called, my and though it is somewhat, has some of the characteristics of an acoustic guitar, it really won't fool anybody in the long run unless it's really far back in the mix. So I have been trying over and over with different kinds of guitar processors, and this one is supposed to give you more body. I guess it can't create body where there isn't one that actually is on your guitar. And I've tried some of the Yamaha equipment. I got this Magic Stomp, hoping that there was some magic in it, and there isn't. And here's yet another AG Stomp, and I don't know that they're even designed to turn the sound that a piezo pickup makes into a perfect facsimile of an acoustic guitar. Let's just say I've got several other processors and DI boxes and things that are supposed to do the job, and guess what? They don't. Along comes DR strings. They've created what they call a Zebra string. And so I have a couple of guitars that have piezo pickups in them, but I string them with Elixir acoustic guitar strings, and they do sound like an acoustic guitar. And so putting electric guitar strings on this guitar or on this guitar, which is basically a Godin multi-act, but it has piezo pickups here, and it also has the 13-pin output as well as a magnetic pickup. And I thought, this is a chambered body, and it kind of sounds acoustic when you play it not plugged in, but when you plug it in, it gets that kind of thin sound that isn't the sound that you're accustomed to if you play, say, a Martin or any acoustic guitar. So today what I'd like to do is I would like to change these regular old Elixir guitar strings for the DRs. And what the Zebra DR string does is they have a wind of bronze in between all of the silver or the steel winds. And the promise is that this is going to make my piezo sound like a real acoustic guitar. So we'll try that. Okay, we're back. I have restrung this guitar with the DR Zebra strings. And even though only every other winding is the brass color, they look like they're brass strings. And I've already discovered something. One is that even though I got basically the same gauge that I use of Elixir strings, these strings are much, much heavier, and so I'm going to have to readjust everything. I'm going to have to do a whole new intonation to get this thing back to the action the way I like it. And so that's one thing that I found that might be a negative, but the other thing that I found out is the volume of these strings is a lot louder, particularly in that Piezo mode. And so but it does sound a whole lot more acoustic than it did before. So this has made a giant difference. And one of the things that you need to know about these strings is that they have a stainless steel core in them, which is not always the case with acoustic strings. And so one of my questions was, will it play all right as electric also? So this is my clean sound on my Strat through the Axe effects. It doesn't seem to hurt the electric side any, and I can turn down my Piezo side, the acoustic side, because it sounds a lot quieter or a lot louder than it was before. So I think it was a successful thing, and the DR strings seem to work. And so it sounds really bad. I mean, really bad. I can't believe this. Let me see what it sounds like through here. They're weak on there, too. Let me see if I can. Now they're out of tune, which is kind of normal. That sounds okay. That's very dead sounding. Okay. One of the questions that I had was, even though these have a core of stainless steel under them, so that they will conduct electricity, I wondered if the sound of my electric guitar would be worse. And so this is a Fender clean sound going through an Axe effects. And I noticed something disturbing. When I have that on the electric side, particularly in my low E, and to a lesser degree the A string, sound a little bit dead, and I've only had these on for a few minutes. Here's what they sound like with the electric side, or the acoustic side. And so that's okay, but it's getting deader really fast. Now this is the electric side. so it's already with a few minutes of use, my E string is going dead. And so, I'm not too sure what to think about how this sounds on the electric side. The top strings are okay. So, acoustically sounds better. Electric, I'm not so sure yet. I'll give you a report as I figure things out on this, and thanks for watching.